Yeah.
So bad. So easy, isn't it?
Well,
It's supposed to be. I mean,
hey,
hard to open the package.
Just gotta blow it up. Make sure you get over your balls.
Right, yeah. Rob Square!
Back. Again.
Let's go.
With the brightness.
Yeah, new lighting. We're stepping things up here. Brad did a little bit of work for us, and first thing he's done in about a month.
Yeah.
I feel like.
What if he shows up? That's
He finally showed up, and he was sober, and we got a little different light going on. Comment section, let us know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, Free Agency Frenzy Part 2. We did one a couple days ago. Thought we got most of it, but there's been more stuff that happened, and
This is the true March Madness.
and there might be a third part. You know, we never know. There's still some things out there we'll talk about.
Definitely a lot of shoes that have to drop, so it feels like.
Apparently, teams are just trading Hall of Famers left and right. So who's next? I don't know. Maybe DK Metcalf. That thing is all.
We're definitely in an era of instant gratification. There's no more patience anymore, even with the owners now.
Right. That's how I feel with condoms.
Oh.
You know, that's
Instant
can't
gratification.
get it on. We're done. We're not doing it. We're done. Like, I'm not trying. I give it 10 seconds. Doesn't go on. Whatever. I put it on backwards a lot.
Yeah.
Which then it breaks. Kind of defeats the purpose. Because then if you were planning on pulling out, you have the protection. You're like, oh, I don't need to.
Yeah.
Next thing you know,
Yeah.
like, broken, pregnant, whatever. All right, football. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Now, actually, it's a nice little segue there. Deshaun Watson.
Oh, gosh.
Now, the last time we talked about Deshaun Watson, we just ended up talking about hand jobs and blow jobs and that kind of stuff, which...
Because last time we discussed, it was before he was traded.
Yes. We were talking about where he was going to go. We thought we had it pinned down to Carolina and Atlanta. Atlanta and the Saints.
It seemed like an AFC or NFC South.
Yeah. And you just think, if anything, they want to trade him to the NFC because that's how... It's dumb how teams operate like that. They're like, we want to just take the best deal.
Yeah.
I'll trade him my division. I don't give a shit. Like, if I get an extra second round pick out of it.
Yeah.
But teams are like stubborn like that, right? It's like, well, my ex-girlfriend, I don't want her to date my buddy. It's like, date whoever the fuck you want.
Sure.
Give a shit.
Yeah.
Glad to see you. You know. All right, Browns. Browns. Last second, when we did the thing earlier, they were apparently out of it.
Yeah.
Even though they broke Baker's heart, and we'll get into Baker later. So they got 3 firsts. They got a haul. They got first this year, next year, and the year after. Third rounder and 2 fourths. It's a pretty big haul right there.
Yeah.
So I think what they're banking on is they're going to be very good, and therefore those first aren't quite. They're almost closer to second, right? If they can finish 11-5, 11-6.
Yeah.
26 overall pick, which isn't as good. If they struggle or Watson gets suspended or doesn't play, those first are top fucking 5.
Oh,
top
here,
8.
like it sounds like the first 10 games. That's why they signed Brissett.
Yeah, I heard 6. Between that's half the year.
A lot,
so
way.
we saw what happened last year. They couldn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's a tough division. The Bengals, you always have the Steelers. They're always there.
Ravens.
Ravens, yeah. Between that and the AFC West, it's 2 of the best divisions.
I mean, just the Ravens getting all those guys back from last year.
Yeah, and the Bengals have done a lot on their O-line. So that was their one weekness, right? And their defense isn't great, but their glaring weakness was their O-line, and they still made it to the Super Bowl and almost won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So Joey B's, 1 year more experience, all that experience in the playoffs.
Well, just the taste of success. Now it's not foreign to him. He brought him to a different level instantly.
I didn't even have that written down, but that just makes that division, if he does play majority of the year, those 2 divisions, man, like, it's super tough. There's not a bad team.
If he does play the whole year, I think they're the best team.
We both love the Browns.
Yeah.
We love Chubb. We love their O-line. We like their defense.
Yep.
Amari Cooper, you were down that signing originally.
Yeah, but now, the landscape changed completely. It went from, Cooper. And Cooper's a stud, so, I just...
Let's move off the Browns here for a second, because the Texans do still play in the NFL. Believe it or not, we haven't seen him in a while, but they got a lot of picks for him.
Yeah.
And, he was gone anyway. They didn't want him. He kind of disgraced himself, and he wasn't going to play for them. So
how about the patience that they displayed, though?
Yeah.
Because, they could have gotten rid of him earlier for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, that's pretty much the full haul. If that's what I think they would have got if he didn't have any of these allegations.
Yeah.
So I mean, how much more can you get than 3 firsts?
Yeah.
And then also some shit thrown in. So I like that for them. Now it's more of a question of what can they do with that, which is an issue with an idiot. It's like giving a dumbass $1 million. Like if you give a smart guy $1 million, you don't got to work again.
Well, I mean, they don't have Bill O'Brien anymore, so
that's true. That is true. Bill O'Brien kind of.
I like their coach from last year. They show a lot of fight there. I mean, they were a proud team last year, and now they're getting some more pieces. So
that did show some fight. Yeah. All right, little side nugget here relates to this is Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
So I just have written down here where, why, and what.
Yeah.
He went from having all these endorsements, like honestly more endorsements than almost any quarterback in the league, almost any player in the league.
We had great commercials.
But like he didn't earn those commercials just based on being the number 1 pick. And the Browns didn't earn shit, but they were kind of 2 years in a row, kind of the Cinderella story. Not Cinderella, but they were kind of the up and coming team.
Sure.
The hot topic team that everyone thought was going to break out, and it's the Browns, it's Cleveland, it's Ohio. We want these teams.
Well, they started beating the Steelers, who were beating up on them for 2 decades. So that there was definitely a signal of change. I think that's why they were confident to make that move.
But I mean, this quarterback carousel is unlike anything we've seen, and I feel like there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, these guys are playing so long that, like in the past, these Boomer Esiason types, these guys are done at 33.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, even if you're not Tom Brady, you could be Phillip Rivers or Drew Brees. Drew Brees is a really great player, but Eli Manning, these guys stick around to 39. Big Ben.
Stafford won his first champion, 33, 34, whatever.
So the primes are extended. These guys, especially if they're guys like Big Ben, they're going to stick around in the place they built their home, the place that the fans love them. Like, usually it's a detriment to the team or the franchise, but it's like, do we want Mason Rudolph or we want Big Ben?
Sure.
Right? Or like with the Big Ben line, we could go down the line there. But so now it's like with just every year these any rookie class, even if this is a bad one, these guys are going to have opportunities. Like last year, no one's given up on the Jets quarterback Wilson. He's still the starter, right?
Sure.
And like hard to evaluate him. Apparently, you got the Texans still rolling with Davis Mills, who I don't know. The funny thing is they didn't even. They offered to throw in, like they might have taken off a 3rd rounder in the trade to give Baker.
Yeah.
Texans were like, give us a 3rd rounder. Like, I would have taken Baker instead of the 3rd rounder because what are you going to turn that 3rd rounder into?
There's something about, Baker's just too entitled. It seems like he's not.
He's polarizing.
He's not as good as he thinks he is. So there's just a disconnect there.
And he plays, if anything, Baker plays a little too hard. He's always banged up because he'll lower his shoulder and shit when they're down by 20 points.
Shouldn't have played last year when he was hurt.
Like, but maybe don't lower your shoulder to a linebacker when you're down. Like, I know it's to prove a point.
Yeah.
But you're a fucking quarterback and you're the team, and if don't put your. You ever see Tom Brady do that? No. Like in the Super Bowl, maybe, but
Brady doesn't have to. Brady has throwing talent.
Yeah. Nice call. You did make a great point earlier about the Bucs.
Oh,
great spot because where can Baker go? There's the Seahawks maybe.
Yeah.
The Texans were the obvious choice if there wasn't even a trade, but they didn't want him in the trade. So, and the Colts made sense, but now they have Matt Ryan.
Panthers maybe.
The Redskins made sense, but now they have Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Panthers, I feel like it's Panthers. And then if that's the starting gig, right? Saints maybe made sense, but now they have Jameis. Falcons made sense, but now they have apparently Mariota.
Yeah.
So
I was saying if Baker was forward looking, and I think it would make sense for the team too. I think the Bucs should trade a 2nd or 3rd round draft pick for him.
Maybe even
sit behind Brady. Fourth. Yeah, whatever it may be. Because I know the Browns were asking for a 1st round pick, but they're off that now.
Right.
So to me, it makes sense because if immaturity and leadership is his issue, the one thing holding him back is not the arm talent. Like,
right.
People think he's talented still. No one's saying he's not. Sitting behind Brady for a year or 2, whatever it may be. I mean, he's still so young.
It's kind of similar to what Jameis did 2 years ago when he signed with the Saints to be the backup and sit behind Drew Brees.
Yeah.
And now, I know it's not a great deal and he's not in a great situation, but he is pretty much a starter for the Saints.
Yeah.
Because he earned that right. You know what I mean? He did decent backing up, had an okay year last year. All right. This is bigger news, actually.
One comment I want to say on the Deshawn Watson thing is we're going to see a lot more guaranteed money now because there's no, the fact that they gave him $230 guaranteed, what can a team say now to anyone asking for guaranteed money?
Yeah, this guy might never play again. We don't even know.
He's almost guaranteed suspended for a minimum of 6 games this year, up to 10.
Yeah.
He still might potentially facing criminal charges. He still got 230 guaranteed. So when a team comes to you next time, the contracts are up, and says, no, we don't give guaranteed money, well,
he's more likely to never play again than he is to not be suspended at all. So he's already coming in being suspended, right?
Yeah, I think that's
a very low chance he's not suspended.
I mean, they structure the contract that way.
Yeah. All right, Tyreek Hill. Now, this is similar to, very, very similar to Devontae Adams with the return, with the situation. Head scratcher for me, for the Adams for the Packers. I don't get it. Chiefs, I don't get it. So they gave up.
I do. They're paying the quarterback $50 million a year, each of them.
Yeah, right.
So now they can't pay the top receiver.
Yeah, and you got Kelsey. So it's confusing on both sides of me because I get the Dolphins, but they're not necessarily a player away. But I know they're trying to shore up their O-line and try to give Tua every chance.
Mm-hmm.
If he can't succeed with Waddle and with Hill and Gesicki and a better O-line, then he is never. And they got him running backs. He's never going to do it. So it's kind of a.
Yeah, to me, the Dolphins seem more like a modern. Like they were always a defensive team to me. They're going to try and grind you out, beat you up, and win ugly. Now they're trying to win with offensive talent. They've transitioned from a defensive team to an offensive team.
Yeah. So the Dolphins gave up number 29 this year, number 50 this year, 2 fourths and a sixth. That's a decent haul. I mean, I'm guessing what the Chiefs are going to do is package some of those picks to move up, try to get try to recreate Tyreek Hill. And the thing is, Tyreek Hill was a 5th round pick in real life. Now he was a 1st round talent, but it was character issues, which had kind of come to fruition a bit.
Sure.
He only got suspended 3 games in his career for that little.
Whatever.
Yeah, domestic
Who
thing.
knows?
Yeah. The typical NFL incident, right?
Everyone has baggage now.
Yeah. Tyreek's not a good dude. We'll say that, but I mean, whatever. Everyone gets 2nd or 3rd chances. So
I wouldn't let him hang out in my hotel room with the credit card if it goes under my name.
No. I wouldn't let him sleep in my guest room, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so the Chiefs, they did get Juju, which we agree is a great deal.
Yeah.
We thought it was more money. We looked at 1 year, $3.25 million.
I think everyone was reporting it's 10. It was 10.
Maybe there's incentives. There's probably incentives built in.
I mean, triple. But
either way, I don't give a shit. That's super. If it was 1 year, 10, like it. The thing is, it's crazy is Juju got that. Let's just assume that we read it wrong and it's 1 year, $9 million. MVS got 3 for 30.
Yeah.
Now MVS, while he fills a role that, quote unquote Tyreek had, he's better at that than Juju is. Juju's twice or 3 times a receiver in terms of talent, what he's done in the league, draft pedigree.
Has Juju had a bad year? Allen Robinson, he's making $15 million. I think Allen Robinson's a better receiver, but he had a horrible year. Same quarterback situation. They were both bad teams.
Doesn't it seem like Juju's a lot older than he is, though? He's 25.
Yeah.
I feel like he's old news. What does he play? 4 years then? This will be his 5th season? Maybe 6th?
I remember he came into popularity when he was a rookie. Mm-hmm. AB was still there.
Yeah, right.
And then he had his big, he had a big
Second
year.
year was a big year. 3rd year down. Last year, okay. So this would be.
So I think he's done well. I don't understand. Maybe he just really wanted to play with a good quarterback.
Right. Yeah. It's more of a if he has a great year and does what he did before. He's 26 years old.
Yeah.
Then he can get
he'll get his big contract. Yeah. His one big contract.
No, maybe then he'll get the MVS deal. So I don't get that because I don't know, man. There's still Julio still. Julio's my guy. I always just mention Julio.
He's a Hall of Famer,
right?
Man made $1 million.
So yeah, the man did make $1 million. Jump to conclusions, man. Chiefs wise, we're not going to even really be able to evaluate this until we see what they do in the draft with the rest of free agency. I know you mentioned DK Metcalf was.
They said they were looking. That was today.
Both Packers and Chiefs.
24th, March 20th.
Yes. Yeah. I'd strongly advise both those teams to trade for DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Or you said lock it even more because the price is cheaper.
I think so.
Either or. You can't go wrong with those guys. Get them on the cheap.
Well, I think if someone like DK is going to say, if you're going to trade for me, you're going to give me a big contract.
Yeah.
I think Lockett is probably a little more realistic about where he's at. Like DK is ascending, Lockett's looking for an opportunity to get out of probably Seattle and play with Mahomes.
But you could get DK if you do what he does, almost bet on himself because he's like 23 or 24.
Yeah.
Give him a 2-year, $42 million deal. You don't have to give the extended years. DK's getting the money guaranteed, and he's getting a showcase.
You're not far off from. I guess Adams wanted to leave.
Yeah, because Adams had the offer from the Packers that he claimed he always wanted to play with the Raiders, which is weird because the Raiders aren't in Oakland anymore.
Yeah.
They're essentially a fucking expansion team. Like,
yeah.
What's the nostalgia for the Raiders anyway, bro? You know what it is? He wants to look at Mark Davis's hair. Right? He's like, I want to be next to this guy. I want to study him. All right, Dolphins-wise, real quick, they're shoring up their offensive line. They've made quite a bit of kind of under-the-radar signings, but I like them.
Yeah.
They re-upped Gesicki. They had Jalen Waddle, who killed it last year. We both weren't the biggest fans of him coming out.
Yeah.
But he impressed. He did more than we thought he'd do.
Yeah.
He looked actually more of like a PPR guy, like more of a underneath guy.
He was a stud for a while.
Yeah, like an 11-catch game.
Yeah.
And they brought in Cedric Wilson from the Cowboys.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know, I like that just in general. Like they needed a third guy. Now you had him. He's your number 4 option in the passing game.
So
they're getting rid of Parker.
Yeah.
Who's cooked anyway. I mean,
I know the Dolphins signed a starter at each level of defense. Too,
yeah,
so.
And they signed a pretty good offensive lineman, so they're shoring up that. They're probably going to draft O-line with whatever picks they have. They're not going to have many picks, but and they also got Edmonds and Mostert.
Yep.
So I like that combo. Mostert early down banger, speed guy too, and then Edmonds scat back.
Poor Gaskin.
Poor Gaskin. They still got Gaskin.
Yeah.
They still got the Ahmed, the terrorist. Let's see where he goes. And one quick note about the Chiefs. You mentioned Powell, your boy, the rookie last year. You talked about.
Yeah.
Almost a poor man's DK Metcalf.
Really
poor man's change.
I really don't have a strong opinion on him.
No, you liked him though.
Simply because he was a rookie. Like I liked him because I bought a card of his with his autograph. That's simply the only reason I had mentioned him last year. It was more of a flyer. I was trying to speak into existence so I could make money.
We forgot about this one. The first episode free agency was the Von Miller signing. This is a little old news, but now we're not really want to talk about Von Miller too much, but it's more about the Bills, what they're trying to do. That just proves that they gave Von Miller, who's about to be 33 years old, who people were saying was cooked 2 years ago, 6 years, 120, with 51 guaranteed, and to kind of like draw a parallel here is that the Khalil Mack thing happened. And granted that he already had the bigger contract, but it's not that big from the Bears. They gave up a second and a fifth or whatever for him. Khalil Mack's 31.
Yeah.
So he's 2 years older than Khalil Mack, and he's getting that money. This shows me that the Bills they're going to pull kind of what the Rams did last year. They know they have a 2-year window. They have more than that with their quarterback, with Allen. But this is a win now. They got hurt last year by that loss. They should not have lost that game.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm pretty confident that if the Bills had beaten the Chiefs in that game, which they should have like 3 times, but then they got Mahomes and Hill,
that was such a crazy
they would have not destroyed the Bengals, but I feel like they were a better team than the Chiefs last year. I don't think they would have lost to the Bengals, is what I'm saying.
I agree they were a better team.
They just had a better D.
The Chiefs were lucky last year.
I just couldn't believe either of those teams lost to the Bengals after that game. Like, whoever won that game had so much mo and just confidence, and like it's almost like, okay, that was our Super Bowl or that was our AFC Championship, and now we're looking on. Maybe that's what it was.
It was Colts Patriots back in the day.
Right. I feel like Josh Allen was playing at such a high level, they would not have lost to the Bengals. Yeah. So now you add that playmaker to the defense. Now they're losing Emmanuel Sanders, but with what we saw from Gabriel Davis, he's a stud. Now he almost might be their number 1, bro. Like, Stephon Diggs is still gonna get the targets, but like he's the playmaker, right?
Beasley's gone too, right?
Yeah, but they replaced him with the guy Jamison Crowder.
Oh,
which
really?
Actually, isn't a bad. Like, I feel like that's the same thing, right?
Dude,
like on the cheap.
Crowder's better.
Yeah, right.
Crowder's
a little bit more
better.
Juice, right?
Crowder's just better.
Yeah. Well, Beasley did crush it, but
Crowder's
and Crowder's
I think that's part of the system. So
right.
I think Crowder will kill it.
All right, moving on. Matt Ryan, Colts. The Colts quarterback carousel just keeps on spinning.
Yeah,
it's a fucking turntable, baby.
I would argue they probably, outside of like the $50 million that like Mahomes and Rod, like
they paid more.
I would bet they paid. They're probably top. They have to be top 3 or top 5 in terms of paying the quarterback position over the last 3 or 4 years.
Now I will I don't want to defend Jim Irsay because like I always say he's the pill popping crazy dude. He should look like Gary Busey, just based on his actions. But when a guy like Andrew Luck retires, it's going to kind of put your franchise in a tailspin.
Sure.
Right? What was he, 20? How old is Andrew Luck now? 31?
Yeah,
like, we're talking about fucking Tom Brady coming back. Like, Andrew Luck was supposed to be that guy that played until, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Phil Rivers. So they haven't done a great job filling the void. The patchwork in it, and if they could have gone back, they probably would have maybe tried to develop somebody.
Yeah. I respect them taking swings every single,
because they're always in win now mode, because they always think they're close.
Yeah.
But how close really are they? They're a playoff team.
Well, it's like division.
Weak division.
Yeah.
Nice, Jinx.
Yeah.
Buy me a Coke. Or a line, I don't care. Sorry. Jeez. All right, so Matt Ryan, they got him pretty cheap. Now his contract's somewhat big, but not as big as I thought. 82nd overall pick this year. That's a third rounder. So not too much. They didn't give up too much.
No, it's
and essentially they got so they actually got more for the Carson Wentz. They got a 2 and a 5 for Carson Wentz.
First rounder for Wentz if he started more than 70%.
So a second or first. So they actually came out above on the capital. And I don't know if it's necessarily an upgrade. I think it's kind of he's steadier. But I know you like Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
You think he's better than Matt Ryan right now?
I like Matt Ryan more for what the Colts need. Wentz is someone to go out and try and win the game, where I don't think the Colts need. I think a little more patience, a little more experience in terms of big situations. I think Wentz tried to do too much, where I think Ryan won't overextend himself.
Yeah, he's
but if I were starting a team, like let's say it's a fantasy draft, I had to choose one of those guys. A fantasy in terms of like a Madden draft, let's say.
Right.
I would go Wentz.
Right. Upside the athletic ability.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's boring. Let's be honest. His name's boring. He's boring. I don't think
he might be exciting this year. Not necessarily exciting, but I think he might be productive.
Do you think if we had Matt Ryan as a guest on the podcast, he'd say anything interesting?
Depends if we ask the right questions.
Depends how drunk we got him.
Sure. Yeah.
Give him a little Bill Cosby. He's just passed out in the background.
I've seen him in the commercials with Stone Cold and Ice-T. This is a cold call. He's he's no personality, but he's a pro football player, not an actor.
Yeah, he is, as Lovie Smith said. He's a football player. So he actually was front loaded in his contract with the Falcons, so he makes $25 million this year, $29 million next year, which in this environment actually isn't that much for a quarterback when you got Kirk Cousins making $35 million.
It's manageable. That's a mid-range quarterback.
Yeah, not bad. So I like that for the Colts, though. That's what they needed. So that doesn't put them over the edge for me as like Super Bowl or anything.
They win the division.
Makes them the favorites, yeah.
Titans. Jags are interesting, but
Jags. Well, the little 17-year-old spending spree, I'm like, yes. Now on the other end of it, we don't know what the fuck's going on with the Falcons, because I get that they're not ready to win right now. Their best playmaker on offense just got suspended for the year for gambling. Like, their running back's a wide receiver. They're all over the place. They're not going to win.
You know what's funny is Kyle Pitts, that tweet he deleted. Things are getting pretty scary. Now. Like,
really scary.
I would be scared. I would be scared if I was him, because now, like, next 2 or 3 years, like, what is your?
It was a smart move for them, though, based on the Tom Brady news, because this happened after Brady. Like, when you have Tom Brady coming back to the Bucs and them all re-upping, you're not beating the Bucs.
Yeah.
And you think you're going to, as a wild card, win in the NFC? Now the NFC is weak, but again, you have to beat the Bucs. You have to beat the Cardinals. You have to beat not the Giants. Rams. You got to beat the Giants. Yeah, that's tough. No, Rams, Niners, Packers, Cowboys, even. Like,
NFC's trash.
Yeah, it's trash. I mean, we just those two divisions. Give me those two divisions over anyone in the
Cardinals
NFC.
might go undefeated.
Oh God, for 7 weeks and then but they did sign Marcus Mariota as their contingency plan, I guess.
Yeah.
And
why not?
They do still have Josh Rosen, right?
I'm not sure.
He was on their team last year, correct? That was the backup.
I think I recall you saying that. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, but okay, Mariota 2 years, $18.75 million, so that's $9 million a year. That's actually pretty good. But
yeah,
whatever. And he's actually not that old. 29, 30.
It just seems like patchwork. Cordell passed, and they re-signed him. Mariota, like,
you have Mariota throwing to who? They don't have Russell. Zacchaeus. Kyle Pitts.
You know what this team is? This is a team that, if you were drafting like a franchise in Madden, you went defense heavy, and now you're trying to fill
scrambling quarterback,
78 quarterback, Cordell Patterson, re-sign him because he can catch well out of the backfield.
But unfortunately, they don't have defense heavy, so they don't have a good defense.
No,
so they just have a bad roster. They might win 2 games next year, right?
They're not trying to win this year.
No. And here's the thing: is they do have the 8th pick in the draft, on top of getting number 82. So they have an eighth overall. They have a nice 2nd round pick. They have 2 third-round picks, so they're probably going to take a quarterback, right?
Sure. I don't know. I don't know.
Now that would be a great spot for Baker. Not for his for him to show out and do well, but just a spot where he could start.
You think
it's one of the last spots? I would start him
Yeah.
over Mariota, even though that sucks for Mariota. But I don't know, man. At least see what you have with Baker, or start Mariota for fucking 3. I don't know.
Thing is, if you're Atlanta, do you want Baker's going to want a contract? He might not play if he doesn't get a big contract.
Then he's
right?
never playing again.
But you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
as a team to try and trade for Baker, he's obviously looking for a contract because he denied the one last year to earn more money.
Right.
That really fucked up.
Baker's very entitled though, and that's going to hurt him. So
Like,
he's going to need to suck it up.
If he had signed that contract, he would have gotten traded to Houston.
Right. Okay, Jameis Winston. Look at this. Talking about Mariota and Winston. They went 1-2 in the draft. That was only probably about 6 years ago, maybe?
15, man.
15,
14,
there you go.
15, probably.
Yeah, so 7 years ago. So they're both, pretty young. So Winston signed back with the Saints, 2 years, $28 million. I guess, I don't know. Again, also could be a landing spot for Baker. But they like Winston. He played okay last year. They're not going to win against this division.
Who's their coach now?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
that's not Sean Payton.
That's what I'm saying. So
I like him a lot more with Sean Payton
I
there.
think he's still in the front office. Sean Payton is. He might.
No. Sean Payton's out.
Oh, really?
He's talking about going to TV.
That's right.
And
okay.
no one wants to sign him because he has no personality. And we all know Sean Payton's going back to coaching to coach the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Next year when McCarthy gets fired.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to say
he's just taking a bridge
Pat
here.
Riley. I'll be in the front office. Actually,
Right,
never
yeah.
mind. Let me come coach.
He's doing the whole college thing when you take the break year, whatever they call it, when it's and then you usually end up not going back in college.
Yeah.
In coaching, you always go back.
Yeah.
And Sean Payton's not an old man.
He maybe just wants a year off. He's
Yeah. And the thing is, they pay these guys so much in the booth now, and he just, I don't think Sean Payton. I've never heard him say an interesting thing. I've seen him on some of the halftime or some of the pregame shit when they were eliminated in the playoffs. He's not interesting.
No.
He's smart.
Yeah, but it's not.
He's another Tony Dungy without the. I don't want to go. We had a whole Tony. I hate Tony Dungy. I hate Tony Dungy, bro. Fuck you, Tony. All right, Saints. Michael Thomas? Question mark. I like it better than.
I liked him last year with Winston. So I mean.
Yeah. He plays
without Sean Payton. That's I don't know. It's a little scary. So
they're gonna be bad. And then I didn't even know the news about Kamara. You told me that he's suspended.
So I looked it up today because I did my first. I'm doing my first best ball draft right now.
Yeah, he's doing his first draft already.
Well, yeah, it's more
Really
just to get my feet wet, to kind of get a baseline.
Wet your willy a little bit.
Well, just so I need a baseline. I have no idea where people are taking them, right? So, so I looked up Kamara because I was thinking about taking him third round, but then I saw 6 games is what they're anticipating. So,
yeah, that's a lot. I mean, that sucks. So draft the backup there. I don't know who it is, but probably
Tony Jones or something.
Yeah, Tony Jones. Look, this guy, he's on his shit right now. He's sober, by the way.
Well,
I'm pretty sober too.
Kinda,
yeah, usually at this point we're about 15 drinks in.
Yeah.
So we are.
Usually
we're under the legal limit, which for this podcast, sober.
By the time we start recording, I'm usually a quarter bottle of Captain.
Yeah, he's all right. And one last thing here, just the remaining quarterback carousel and guys that we don't know where they're going. Where could they go? Are they going to retire? Got a list of 5 names here.
Yeah.
Guys that were highly drafted.
Is this a quick, you're going to...
Yeah, kind of just rattle them off.
Okay.
And so Jimmy G, but you said he's hurt. He's coming back from injury. They clearly don't want him. But there's no takers anymore. Excuse me, sorry. Panthers, maybe? I don't know. There's 3 teams that need quarterback. Texans, but why the fuck would the Texans get Jimmy G? They're not winning.
Yeah, there's no man's land for him right now. You have to wait and see. He's probably an injury, maybe.
Right. Okay, Baker Mayfield, we covered that one. Josh Rosen, which you kind of covered because we think he's still in the Falcons. But Josh Rosen was only drafted 3 years. This would be his 3 years ago. He was drafted number 9 overall. Not only drafted 9th, traded up to get him at 9 by the Cardinals. I think he still has pedigree. I think he's just never been given an opportunity. What do you think he started? 9 games in his career?
Yeah.
You can't evaluate a quarterback from 9 games.
I remember him having a bad attitude.
He was kind of a cocky dude.
Overconfidence,
Which kind of Baker situation.
Sure.
All right, Gardner Minshew, your boy.
Love Minshew. Yeah.
He loves Minshew, bro. We gotta get
fun.
Can we get a Minshew jersey, or you can probably get one for free?
Well, I want to figure out what team he's going to be on first.
Just get a generic free, the free agent thing on like Madden, the free agent color jersey.
I'm sure he has to have like a T-shirt like with his mustache.
Right.
Like, I'll look into it.
Yeah, Minshew would be the perfect. Like if you ever had a backyard football game, just the perfect all-time quarterback. Just got the dude. Just Brett Favre in it, dude.
Everywhere he goes, good stats. Higher, positive touchdown and interception ratio.
Like all these guys are solid though, and also young. Minshew's like 25.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Love, who the whole thing was when they signed, like before all the quarterback shit went around, because it was known to be a really weak class coming out this year, quarterback wise. Everyone was saying, well, Jordan Love's probably better than any of these guys. No, he wasn't drafted as such, but it was a better quarterback year. He was still drafted 25th overall.
Yeah.
So it's almost saying that 25th overall 2 years ago is better than 9th overall now, which is where the first quarterback's going to go most likely. But now it doesn't look good because I don't know what they're going to get for him.
The Packers would trade him.
Yeah, but what are they going to get for him? Who's
I don't
gonna want him,
think they will. I think his confidence is probably shot.
Yeah.
His value's in the toilet. So now you
get a
have
third
now you have a
round.
homegrown guy that's going to be like he's going to be loyal to you.
But didn't Aaron just sign a fucking 3 or 4 year deal?
Yeah.
But next year he's probably going to say the same shit. But like, there comes a point where why do they draft? First of all, why do they even draft him? So dumb, bro.
Well, Rodgers has probably been saying I'm out for forever, right?
You know who they could have had, right? T. Higgins. Bro, T. Higgins went in the second round.
Yeah.
And that was that great draft where like everyone. But dude, T. Higgins just 6'5", bro.
Yeah. I mean, with Love, for the best thing he can do is just keep his mouth shut and work. Like, he's not going to be able to do anything. He's not going to be able to change the situation unless he gets an opportunity. He kills it.
It sucks for me as a Bears fan, and well, we're both Bears fans, but are we really like they've hurt us so much that we're not diehards anymore? They treat their quarterback so shitty, and like, why did they draft Jordan Love? No, they traded up to get Jordan Love too, by the way. They had like 29 or 30. They traded up to 25.
Pissed off Rodgers.
Like, they needed a receiver.
Well,
like,
week 6, Rodgers will have a high ankle sprain, be out for 3 weeks, and that's when Jordan Love will have a good.
Yeah. Do you believe in him though?
Jordan Love?
Yeah. You saw that game he started last year.
No, I don't. But another year makes it.
Right.
So he came in during the COVID year. With Rodgers, there's so much shit. Like now he can actually settle in. He knows his place. He knows where he's at.
Yeah.
I mean, that might make. I don't know.
All right. Any other nuggets you want to get to? That's all I have here.
Rondell Moore's the next Tyreek Hill. That's about it.
Have you finished from a hand job since the last one we had to talk about? Like
Finished from a hand job.
Yeah, a hand job.
I know what a hand job is. Have I finished from a hand job?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, if I jerked off?
No, not you. By someone else. In the last 5 days, have you met anyone?
I put up a Craigslist ad, but no one showed. What do you? I don't know. What is that?
Well, the whole Deshawn Watson talk about how you haven't finished. And you didn't.
I don't. I need to.
Oh, you aired out some dirty laundry, son.
Jesus.
He doesn't like it right now. Rob squared.